Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am so very excited to film this video. Is what I would have said if this is my first take. This is not my first take. My first take went up in flames after 18 minutes of recording. Now I have to redo the whole thing and somehow make it feel natural and enjoyable to me so that the outcome would still be enjoyable to watch. But then I figured out something, right? I could just do the video section by sections. That way I could do multiple takes and then pick which one is the best, and then I could just stitch it together. I'm a fucking genius, essentially. So, yep. Let's just begin with the intro. Ruby Skin Review by the only person qualified to give one. And then there's this picture of this handsome man. No matter how many takes, it just flows. This man is too handsome. I could not glaze him. You get me? Double negative. It's just so beautiful. I don't know who the fuck this man is, but if he's here right now, I'd give him a kiss, maybe even more than a kiss. Fuck. Alright, next slide. First thing first, right? Let's make this shit clear because I don't want nothing. Ruby is me, and I am Ruby. I am a Ruby main. I play Ruby, and hence I see myself as Ruby. I do not like minors. Ruby is a minor. She is, before the redesign, 14 years old, and after the redesign is 16. I am not like the other Ruby maining YouTuber who turns out to be into 14-year-old girls. Ahem. I was gonna write down his name, but I forgot. His YouTube channel is the Filipino guy. I forgot. I really do forget. I tried. That's right. Yeah, I'm recording in a blanket right now, and it's getting hard to breathe. I'm not gonna lie, because the CO2 is building up in the blanket. Fuck. I'm gonna do the next slide, and then I'll stop this take. All right. So before we start, I will be giving you my qualifications. As you can see here, I play exclusively Ruby. I really just play Ruby. This is my MMR. I'm number 2 in the city. I used to be number 1, but I had a bad patch, and I stopped playing for a while. And this is how many matches I had with Ruby. The win rate used to be higher, by the way. It used to be 65, but let's not mention that. That's hurtful. And my hero power is 5,000. That's quite large, if I do say so myself, which I do. And the reason why I do this, right, is because, in my opinion, one should have experience or should be the user of the hero to have a say in the hero skins. Because if that's not the case, this thing, Neon Age, is what fucking happens. We will expand further on my hatred on Neon Age and what could have been the skin that should have been Neon Age, but we'll expand on that later. Now, for now, just know that I hate Neon Age. That's probably the worst Ruby skin in my opinion. I'd probably give it like a 3 out of 10. But I don't know. Yeah, let's just wait. Let's just wait until the review, But before we get into the review, right? Let's discuss what should be in a Ruby skin. Like what component is taken into consideration when we are grading Ruby skins. And the first thing that should be in every Ruby skin is the eye patch. The eye patch. I know some people say, oh, I like Ruby without the eye patch better. And those people shouldn't be allowed to vote because they don't use Ruby. They just fucking use Ruby part time. They're not the consumer. They shouldn't be given a voice into what the next Ruby skin should be. Let's calm down. There's only one Ruby skin with no eye patch whose inclusion of whose decision not including an eye patch is actually good. We'll be talking about that later. For now, let's just say that. Let's just keep in mind that an eye patch is important for Ruby as it is an essential part in her lore, in her story, in her character. It's the sign of her trauma. That's the physical scar of her trauma that shaped her as a character, especially back then, before the redesign, right? After the redesign, Ruby is more chilled out. She's less psychotic, but she's still traumatized and is volatile. Uh, Next, right? We'll need the hood and the cloak silhouette. We don't always have to have a hood and a cloak because that would be restrictive to Ruby's design. But we do want the silhouette because that you want to capture how Ruby feels like when you see her, right? The original Ruby skin is probably the most well designed skin in the whole game. I mean, probably because they stole from Ruby in the anime, but still, you want the silhouette. You want to keep the silhouette. Many skins would, neglect adopting the silhouettes of the hood and the cloak, and it didn't fare so well for them. It didn't bode so well for them. That is a good component to have in a Ruby skin. Some do choose to not include it, but there's only one who decided not to include a cloak silhouette and is actually good, and we'll talk about that later. And this is, I don't know who this handsome man is looking at you. I was gonna use like a stock picture of a hood and a cloak, but then I realized who gives a shit about those? You, when you're given the decision to look at the most beautiful, most handsome man alive, or some random stock picture of a hood and a cloak, which would you pick? That's what I thought. So next, the last component. This Zai, this Zai. I mean, it's Ruby, man. You gotta have a good Zai. If your Zai is bland, it's bad. Yeah. Yeah. And then we have. You know what? Let's stop this take for now. I'm running out of breath. I'm still dying. I'm using the blanket again, and I know that the voice quality is still gonna be subpar because I don't have a mic. I don't even have a micro like an earphone mic. I don't got that shit, man. But let's continue because the show must go on, as Freddie Mercury said. I'm running out of oxygen. Okay. Design philosophies, right? With Ruby skins, there are two main design philosophies that you want to follow and that you can notice. That is the Gothic Lolita and the bold and volatile. The Gothic Lolita, it is a legacy design from the original Ruby before the redesign, right? Because before the redesign, Ruby is more cute and psychotic, and Gothic Lolita really fits that. That's the mark. That's right there. But after the redesign, Ruby is designed to be more physically, physically capable. She's stronger now. She's more muscular. She's more athletic, and hence we get more bold and volatile designs. which is welcomed when it is mixed well with the gothic Lolita designs. And you know, before going to the reviews, I just want to talk. I just want to pour my heart out. This is my Yep session. That's my Ruby from Deep Woken. That's one of my slots I use in E3, and God, that build is actually so good. Okay, so here's the thing, right? All that yapping, and I forgot to mention how cold this fucking picture is. Look at it. This is me after getting 2v1 by two Voidwalkers. That's their graves right there. That's their name right there. Remleshi. I couldn't read that one. That's their graves. That's the passive of this scythe. And if you know Deepoken, that's the chain of perfection right there. So I didn't get hit. At least nearing the end, I didn't get hit because my god, it was so good. And let's move forward. You guys are here for the review. Now you guys are not here. I'm talking to nothing. I'm talking to nobody right now. So let's start with the base skin, right? Little Red Hood. This is perfection. This is straight up a 10 out of 10. Let's do that right now actually. There. 10 out of 10. Yep. Here's the thing, right? This is definitely less gothic compared to before the redesign. The effects is less good. They remove the bats effects from Ruby after the redesign. But this is a very good example of how bold and volatile and gothic Lolita could mix and could work very well. The color scheme, everything, the scythe, the red, the black, the gold, the white, everything. It just works, man. It all just works. It's very well done. It's really, really well done. And then with the background too, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but still, it doesn't really matter. I actually use the basic skin a lot sometimes. Whenever I feel like, you know, I see the skin as good as fucking aspirants. But I just spoiled aspirants, but still, aspirant score. This is perfection. This is probably the best base skin in the entire game. I'm not gonna lie. Ruby's character and design. I've been thinking about this, right? Yes, it is definitely heavily influenced by Ruby, the RWBY one, the from the anime, the indie anime. But I do feel like there's this one children's book that might have played a role in Ruby's creation. It's the one where they subvert the expectation, and instead of the huntsman killing the werewolf, it was the little red hood, and with the soulless eyes and everything. It was so amazing. It was a good short read. I forgot who wrote it and forgot the title, but you can look it up. It's good. Next, up next. This is probably uh the second worst Ruby skin, unfortunately. Not really, no. I exaggerated. It's like the fourth worst or something. Here's the thing, right? Once again, she's a minor. She is a minor, right? She is a minor. I don't like having her having so much skin being out. Showing so much skin, being a minor. It's weird. Mobile Legends, especially in a bikini. I don't know, man. That's kind of fucking weird. But right, this is one of the few skins where it kind of makes sense that she doesn't have an eye patch because she seems to have a more lax life compared to our Ruby. This timeline is clearly different from our Ruby. She's like maybe half cat or something. I don't fucking know. Or she's probably just some sugar daddy, sugar baby who dress up something that's so fucking weird. But still, here's the thing, right? The overall design and the color schemes, and if we ignore the fact that she's a minor, is a 10 out of 10. And I also love how it looks like in game because this is a good black ruby skin and we need more black ruby skins given her character. But it's her scythe that's holding it back. It's her scythe, people. And it's not that hard. You could just take the original base scythe and give it some, I don't know, carriers or something, some cat personality. It doesn't have to be fishbone. I don't know. It's still good. The scythe. I'll give the scythe like a 5 though. So like that's 15, right? 15 divided by 2, that's 7.5. 7.5. Let's write that down. This falls under ball and volatile, and I hate that it is meant to be sexy too. Because she's a fucking minor. That's I don't know how to write. 7.5 out of 10. That's 7.5 out of 10. There you go. Let's just go to the next skin before we stop. Oh, Hidden Orchid Butterfly. This is the epitome of what a ruby skin should be, right? It has everything. It's everything, people. Look at that. This is Gothic Lolita to the max. The scythe is perfection. Look at that. That's what you want from a ruby scythe. The character design is perfection. This is literally, there's nothing you couldn't ask. You couldn't ask for more. And before the nerf, before they reduced the effects, it was so much better. It makes a lot of sense that this, I think, used to be an epic skin. Unfortunately, it isn't anymore. This is a divining ruby skin. When you think of a ruby skin, this is your ruby skin. This is what you think of, right? You don't think of the basic. You don't think of aspirants. You don't even think of collector. Of course, you don't think of collectors. What the fuck are you doing? You think of this one. This is a 15 out of 10 in everything because this is just device. This device. This define what a good skin should be like, especially in Ruby. 15 out of 10. Perfection. Chef's kiss. Whoever did that, I will butt fuck them. Lady Zombie. This is a 10 out of 10. Who, I don't think anyone's gonna fight that. The only reason why it's not 15 out of 10, which it used to be, is because this one, unlike the last one, was aged up. They made her taller, which looks kind of uncanny. Really uncanny. Long legs on a child is just weird, in my opinion. Oh no, man. But like this size, look at that. This size is perfection. The effects, the appearance, the model, everything. And the fact that this carries the old Ruby animation too, it's perfection. This is 10 out of 10. I couldn't ask for more. I really couldn't ask for more. And the old demeanor and everything. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. But it's also offset by the fact that we were robbed of what it could have been. What you look at the trailer for Lady Zombie and you'll realize how much weaker the skin is now. Unfortunate. Edelweiss is probably my second least favorite skin. What I hate so much about it is how cheap the skin looks. The blue on her things is just, I don't know, man. It doesn't work. It looks like it will smell like bad blue coloring, and the thing here, the snowmans, they're just too big. Her not having an eye patch makes sense because this looks like a more casual Ruby with a casual backstory, but you know, a fucking uh an eye patch would be nice, like uh what's the thing, a a snowflake. A snowflake as an eye patch would be so good. It would save the skin. And you know what? Unfortunately, they're so close. They're so close, right? Because the banner for Edelweiss has her sucking on a lollipop. If they just include that, it will counteract the lack of eye patch, which would be good. The effects of this skin is amazing. It has everything. And the scythe is also good. The scythe is definitely a 10 out of 10. If you want a frozen ruby skin, this is what you get. But the thing is, right, this is everything here. This is like 14. Not 14, I mean, that's a 4, unfortunately. So that's 14 divided by 2. That's a 7 out of 10, people. That's a 7 out of 10, unfortunately. Let's move on. Pirate Parrot. I was playing the game in 2017 when this skin shows up. I didn't buy it. I even had money. The reason why I didn't buy it is because at the time I was constantly using Hidden Orchid Butterfly. I didn't even realize that Ruby had been redesigned. So this skin just looks so weird to me back then. It still looks so weird right now because she looks too tall. Like, look at this. This is Ruby before the redesign, right? Because Edelweiss didn't get redesigned, and then she's this tall now. It's so uncanny. I don't know, man. It feels gross, but but right. I love that she is a pirate. I get that it's probably just because she wears an eye patch, but still, I like it. And the effects is a 10 out of 10. The effects is a 10 out of 10. But like this whole thing, if they just make it like less colorful and more like black and white and I don't know, the ruby color schemes, it would have been a 10. But the way it is right now, that's a 5. The anchor the anchor is a 10. I love the anchor so much. That's 15 divided by 2. That's 7 out of 10. That's 7.5 out of 10. There we go, people. And mind you, I don't really take effects into consideration because, right, if we do, then aspirant would be the bar for perfection, and it's kind of unfair, Prismatic Flume. This is the only ruby skin that I don't currently have, and I hate the skin so much. But I will be getting it whenever it comes around. I already saved the money. I already have the COA. I already have the diamonds. I just have to spin for it. This shit fucking sucks. This doesn't follow both the Gothic Lolita nor the Bold and Volatile because she's not volatile. She's not traumatized. She doesn't seem to be traumatized. She's more like Zilong here. My girlfriend is right. She said this is giving Zilong vibe. It's stealing Zilong vibe, and it is. It really does. It's bad. I don't know. The scythe is too bulky. I like the phoenix design. That's a good idea. But the earlier concepts for this skin is so much better because it's less colorful. If they had stuck with that and had given her more of a ruby characteristic, I would have loved the skin. But they didn't. They make it blue for some reason. And that's, I don't know, man. I don't like that. That's a 3 and a 3. That's a 6. Yeah, that's a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10, I say, to a skin that I'll be getting, and I had paid a lot of money for. I'm gonna kill myself. The aspirant skin. Oh, mashallah. I got this skin for like 150, 170 or something. Less than 170. It's so good. I was so happy when I got it, and it is so good. It is such a good skin. Everything, it has everything, and it has Ruby's characteristic. This is Gothic Lolita mixed well with vol- volatility, and just cold, 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 cold determination when you look at the banner and shit. It's amazing. This is chef's kiss. This is as good as Hidden Orchid Butterfly. That's a 15 out of 10, people. That's a 15 out of 10. Powder Blue Butterfly. It's not as good as Hidden Orchid Butterfly, and unfortunately, despite being a painted skin, it doesn't change the effects whatsoever. So it's like, mm, you know, I don't know, man. It being so hard to get to, I am, I have already have 10 chests from the MRO, so I'll be needing 65 more. But I'll be getting it. But still, it's, I don't know, man. It's just so mid. It's all so mid. The color schemes too. It's like worse than Hidden Orchid Butterfly. So like, I don't know. I'll be generous and give it a 5 out of 10. Wait, where's Soul Reaper? Bro, Soul Reaper is gone. Bruh. I put Soul Reaper in. I didn't put Soul Reaper in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. I'll be back. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. So not only did I forget to put Soul Reaper in, I also forget to put Crescent Office and Neon Age, the one that I've been wanting to talk about. But first, let's talk about Soul Reaper, right? No eye patch, first of all, and this is just all purple and blue. They're just trying to recreate Hidden Orchid Butterfly and failing on their ass. That's the thing though. The hat, the name, it's interesting. I wanted this skin. You know what? This skin is salvageable. You could save this skin. If you just give it a painted version that just have black and white, just straight noir, give it a straight noir, make her skin pale, lean in to that bloodborne aesthetic, and you're good. Trust me, do that and you're good. But right now, as of right now, the entirety of this thing, the scythe, I'll be generous. This is the bulkiest scythe of Ruby, but it does look cool. I'll be giving it a 7. The looks, it's not that good, people. It's really not that good. There's no chemistry there in games too, but the effects kind of helps it. So I'll be giving it a 6. So that's a 7 and a 6. That's a 14. Yes? No? No, that's a 13, Aksara, you fucking dumbass. That's a 6.5 out of 10. Right? 6 plus 7, right? That's, yeah, that's 13. So that's a 6.5 out of 10. Oh, what? Bro, nah. No! I don't know how to fucking delete that shit too. No, I meant to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. I want to talk about Crescent Darkfish so much. This one is let's talk right now. This is a 10 out of 10. This is the one skin, the one Ruby skin where I excuse the lack of eye patch, because the scythe is perfection, because they got the robe, that's perfection, the hood, that's perfection. It's all perfect. The effects is amazing. The gold, I'm so glad they didn't go with green effects. The gold effects is so fucking amazing. So the way I imagine this, right? This Ruby is not our Ruby, the conventional Ruby. This is a normal child that lives in the real world, in real life, that has unfortunately been chosen to fight or something. They've been given the power of the golden month or something. I don't know. And then they go out. She probably has like family issues or something, but she doesn't have issues the same as our Ruby does. Having their grandparents killed in front of them, losing an eye, nothing like that. But still, this is amazing. This is a 10 out of 10. This When I think about this, there's nothing I could ask for more. I just couldn't ask for more. That's it. This is skin. This is the Ramadan skin. This is the perfect Ramadan skin. A 10 out of 10. This doesn't follow neither the gothic Lolita nor the bold and volatile, but still, this got the cute one, but still pure and tasteful, and that's what we want. Neon Age, however, this this is nothing. This is abysmal. This is fucking disgusting. When this shows up in the survey, right, there is two skins. This one and the other one. I'll be showing the other one later. You guys saw it for a brief moment because I spoiled it. I really, really believe that this one should have lost because it looks so bad. This is nothing like Ruby. There is no cloak. There is no hood. There's no silhouette of nothing. The scythe is actually kind of good. The scythe is a 10 out of 10. But this is all this, baby. This is especially this part. This is nothing like Ruby. This is nothing like Ruby. This is if you see Ruby, right, in the lore. Ruby is supposed to be surprisingly physically able, right? This though, you would expect that this woman could kick your ass. This is not Ruby. Doesn't feel like Ruby. This is Masha. This is Masha, bro. I, and it is further accentuated. I would give this a 3, but then we know what we could have had instead of Neon Age, and I'm giving this a 1. So that's an 11 divided by 2. That's a 5 out of 5.5. Nah, that's no. No, you know what? A minus 10. This shit is a fucking 0. A fat 0 out of 10. I hate Neon Age. There's nothing good about this skin. The effects is good, but that's it. It's probably just because it's free. I kind of like it, but still, this is nothing. There is nothing here. Nothing here. There's nothing. This is useless. I don't like it at all. There's no interesting lore. There's nothing. This is abysmal. But let's take a break. I will not be immediately talking about the skin that could have been Neon Age because I would kill myself. This is the new one, the Exorcist Ruby skin. This is kind of cropped out, but this is immediately a 10 out of 10. They got the cloak. They got the cloak silhouette, and they got the hood silhouette from the hair. How genius is that? And then they got everything that you would want to see in a demonic Ruby skin, which is nice because this is Ruby what we're talking about. And see, this is what you want. See, look at that. She's laughing, mouth fully open. That's Ruby. But then you could clearly see that she is athletic, and this is tasteful. This doesn't feel like the catgirl skin at all, and that's amazing. And that's hard to do. And I hope they stick with this design. I really do hope they stick with this design because this is probably the best. This is the first like white centric Ruby skin, and I hope that they do release it. I'll be definitely rolling for it when it drops at 10 out of 10 for sure. Immediately. This is from the cancelled. This is the cancelled one. This is the cancelled one, people. This is not gonna happen. But this is the cancelled one inspired by the Suicide Squad, and this was so good. This is just Gothic Lolita, and this does show skin, but doesn't feel erotic at all. And the scythe is good. That's a 10 out of 10. Oh my god, it's unfortunate that they didn't end up releasing it, But still, this is a 10 out of 10. And it couldn't really be done with Ruby after the redesign because it doesn't really fit her, unfortunately. But it is still so good. I hope they would bring it back somehow. It's a 10 out of 10. I don't even know the skin name. Nah, this is what could have been Neon Age. Look at this. This is perfection. This is literally like the aspirant skin, people. Why are you not taking it? This is literally like the aspirant skin. Why do you guys not want it? Why do you pick Neon Age over this? You would have gotten this for free too. Well, at the time maybe they planned it for Starlight, like a second Starlight, and only the Crescent Office was to be the free one, but I ended up having them both be the free ones. Look at this. The eye patch is perfect. The eye, the hair, the hat, the personality, everything, everything. The color scheme, it's just everything. The scythe, it's all 10 out of 10. And you know what? I hope they add it. I hope they add it as the second Starlight, but they probably wouldn't. They might though, actually, because what we have as the Starlight skin, the Pirate Parrot one, used to be an unused model for the Epic skin, which lost to the Lady Zombie one. But it was very different. I want exactly like this. I want it exactly like this. Please, Moonton. You're not gonna hear me, but please, I'm begging you. Alright. We have reached our outro. And in the outro, I would like to talk about how important it is to buy the Mystic Canister for Ruby in this current meta as of 2025, May 2025 right now. This should be your first item in every game. Yeah, and thank you for watching. I think I'm gonna probably remove the yapping session because that was too long, entirely too long, maybe. And the whole video is just me yapping. No one's gonna watch this. Probably my girlfriend. I don't know. Alright, let's go over it again, shall we? So we start with a 10 out of 10, 7.5, 15 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 7.7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 15 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 0 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 15 out of 10. I didn't even write that. You guys go do that if you want to. I don't want to do all that because I'ma have to stitch these videos together and I'ma have to upload it. Go fuck yourself. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.